Hello everyone and welcome back to Coloring with Haley. It's time for the end of the month. That means it's time to show you the pages that I colored in August. And I have changed my tablecloth now. I am ready for fall, and it's not quite fall yet, but I would like for it to go ahead and be fall so it can cool down a little bit. It's been really hot here in Missouri, so let's jump right in. The first book I've got here is the Kawaii Summer coloring book. I believe this one was by Colored Caramel. Yeah, it doesn't say inside it, so it's got to be them. I think they're the only company that I have that doesn't specify. And I did one page in here. This was one of my last kind of summary pages. I've got these little sharks in the little inflatable pool. And I just colored this with Cali Art No Hoo Hoo markers, nothing special. I like just straight coloring in this book because it's a nice simple book. There's a little bit of glitter on the bow on the girl shark there, but otherwise just the nice simple straightforward coloring. I think it turned out good, so that's the first one for this month. And I did a page out of the new book I got this month, 50 Jungle Miniatures by Camelia Angelkova. And I did this page as a buddy color with Misty from Country Gals Coloring Place. And we did this page here with the sloths. I think, if I remember correctly, Misty picked this page out. We did it at the very beginning of the month. I'm pretty sure she picked out this page. There is some glitter on this page on the claws of all of the little sloths. Let's see if that shows up. Yeah, there we go. And there is some white Posca paint on the faces. I did white to outline the little moon shape on the faces of all of them. And their bellies, well, I think just this one and this one, because the other two don't have visible bellies, but we'll zoom in a little bit so you can see that a little more. I always go the wrong way first. There we go. Yeah, there we go. So just a little bit of white paint and a little bit of Posca, and I used my new Tapestry markers because they're really good for the thinner lines that are in this book. Alright. Toward the end of this month, I did a page out of Deborah Muller's Bad Fairies. And I did one at the very, very back. Feeling ready for Halloween already, so I did this demon fairy, or, well, she had demon horns, so I turned her into like a demon fairy. I guess she could have been, I don't know, like a goat or something with the horns, but I turned her into a demon. So there is glitter on this page, and I used the Dinosaur gel pens, these here, that I did a review of, just to see, try and see how much ink was in them, and I just hit my light with them. It lasted enough that I was able to use a gel pen on all of the wings back here. That was my complaint in the reviews. You can't tell how much ink is in them. Though I will say I don't know if it's going to show up on camera very well, but it wrinkled the paper the way that water-based media does. My other gel pens don't wrinkle the paper like this, so I don't know if there's something water-based inside them. It almost seems like there is, so if that's a problem to you, that might be a hang-up on them. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to show that, but it's wrinkled there. But I did use glitter there and on these little twinkly things in the background. I guess you might call them little stars. But that was my demon fairy page. Yeah, don't know why it wrinkled like that. It makes me think there is something water-based in there. Maybe the color under the color is water-based. I don't know. I have Mystery Colors Dinosaurs, and I'm holding it this way because this is the way the page goes. I haven't colored in my Mystery Colors books in a while, and you guys know it takes me forever to color in one, so I picked up the dinosaur one this month to work in. And we've got this baby dinosaur here hatching out of these eggs. This was using my Stabler double-ended permanent pins, which is what I like to use in here. Now, the eggs are a little funny, in my opinion. Took me forever to see that they were eggs. Definitely looks better on camera than in person. But I don't know why they wanted the eggs to be brown and yellow and white. I guess, you know, I guess the eggs could be any color. But they look like Cadbury cream eggs. The chocolate with the yellow and white inside, they look like Cadbury cream eggs, I think. So, I don't know. He's hatching out of a Cadbury cream egg. But there's that page. I think this is the second page I've done in here. And that one took me about 4 days to do because they do take me quite a bit longer to complete than a normal page does. Next up, I did another page out of Hula Hotties by Deborah Muller. This is no longer her latest book. I think the Steampunk Pirates is now her latest. But I did this page here. This is our girl playing the drum. And there is, of course, glitter on the fire up here, and some of them in the background, and her outfit, and also her eyeshadow. So let's see if we can see all that glitter. Yep. There we go. Now this was using my nicer gel pens, the Pentel ones. I did this before I ordered the other set, and you can see that's much smoother, and the paper isn't wrinkled, and this is, of course, the exact same kind of paper because they're both Deborah Muller books, so that is something to consider on that. And I love how these have different borders. This one had little flowers on the border, and I've done those in pink. I didn't really have a color palette in mind, I just kind of picked random colors for this page, and I still am very happy with how it turned out. I did use some of my new Towtree markers, especially on her skin and these small pieces of the grass skirt here. It's great for these smaller details like that. Next up, let's do everyone's favorite World of Mice, stained glass color by number. I have just 4 pages left in here. Woohoo! I'm almost done with this book. Let's see what I did this month. Okay. These are all landscape, and we started out with the record player page. There we go, the mice on the record player. You can see that. This is a good one. I like that the records weren't just solid black, but once again, a page that used up a bunch of green in the background. Last month I talked about how pretty much every page I colored had a green background there for quite a while, and you can see the theme continued on this one. Really using up my green markers, which reminds me, I do have a few markers here that I'll show you that I finished up this month. We said goodbye to my Bic Intensity Tiki Hut Tan. Yeah, Tiki Hut Tan is the name on that. The regular tip, not the fine tip yet, which you can see I used on the mice a lot. We also said goodbye to Ocean View Blue. And this is an old Bic marking before they changed the name. Same markers, they just changed the name sometime a while ago, and I still have the original ones. And this color is Margarita Green. I think they changed the name of some of the colors too, so you may see me call a color a different name than what it is nowadays on the Bic Intensity. And then the second page I did is this one here with the jars of fruit or jelly, perhaps. I'm not sure what the little mice are holding exactly. I don't know if they're supposed to be cherries, but I would think that cherries would be more red in color. I guess there are yellow cherries, but I'm confused by, I don't know, it looks like there's 2 pits inside it, so maybe they're olives. And then I thought maybe they're like pieces of peaches. I don't know. I'm not sure what the mice in this picture are supposed to be carrying around, some kind of fruit or vegetable that is pickled or kept in a jar, like a jam or a jelly. And they've got one on the mouse trap here, so like I like how this one's sticking his tongue out at the mouse trap, like you can't catch me. And yes, for once a page that didn't use a green background. Isn't that nice? And then this page I did for Christmas last year, so the next page we are starting out on is sewing one, it looks like. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and they were done. Can you believe that? I can tell you that I won't be doing these little bonuses here in the back. There's a few of these. Like here, this is an elephant. That looks like Statue of Liberty. They're just some samples from the other books offered by the company. But I don't really color the extras. I didn't buy the book for these little 5 extra pages in the back. You know, I bought it for the mice pages, and to me, if I just do the mice pages, that's complete. Alright. Let's see. I've got another Deborah Muller book here. This is Space Girls and Aliens, and I know that both of these were buddy colors with Misty. We like to buddy color in this book a lot. It's a good one to buddy color in. So let's start out here. Misty picked this page out with the girl on the spaceship. And this was before I got my Towntree markers in, so this is definitely using my other brands, my Ohuhu and my Cali Art markers. I like to use a combination of them. And we've got some glitter on her lips and on the lights down here on the ship, and some on her suit and her boots. And again, this would be my Pentel set because it was more towards the beginning of this month. And then I did some white paint accents on her suit here and on the spaceship here in the back. And I like how this turned out. You guys know I don't like doing full backgrounds like this. You could just kind of one solid color. So I just colored in the little accents in the background, the plants, the stars. And that was good enough for me. And then this was the page I picked out. I like coloring these robot pages. There's a couple of pages in here that feature robots. And I know I've done the nameplate page. That was a robot. This one was really fun. Once again, I left the background white, but colored the accents. And this has quite a bit of paint all over it. These white accents here, here, and here on the robot are done in paint. There were already lines here in black, and I just went over them because I thought those were like meant to be kind of the highlights on the robot. So the robot had these black lines coming out of its hands, which I think were supposed to be like something propelling it. And I've gone over those in red paint, and I've gone over the ring in this planet in green paint, and I've gone over the stuff coming out of this little UFO here in blue paint and some white accents on it as well. And the red paint again up here, coming from what I would call the robot's ears. And then of course there is glitter on here. These little shooting stars are done in different colors of glitter, as are the ears on the robot and the spikes and some of the buttons on the robot. So let's hold that up and you can see how nice and glittery all of that is. And all the different paint colors and everything. This one I'm really happy with. It turned out really, really nice. I really like my little red robot. Next up, let's look at Whimsy Girls Celebrate the Holidays, one of my 10 books to finish. And there were 2 pages for the month of August. Oh, was the second one. Let me get the first one. There we go. The first one was Happy Birthday, and I did this earlier in the month. And I chose to do the simpler version of this one. I'll show you the more complex version. Here it is. It sort of just had a lot of little details that I wasn't really feeling, so I chose to do the simpler one. And I'm actually really happy with how it came out as well. Again, I used white paint to do these highlights on the balloons, and I went around the icing with purple paint, so it looks nice and yummy. And I kind of just wanted to do a purple and pink theme for this birthday cake. I don't know anyone with a birthday in August, so this isn't particularly based on anyone, you know. I would have made it based on a family member if I knew somebody with a birthday in August, but I just don't. Don't know any August babies. And there is glitter, of course. All of these are done in glitter for the fire. There's a couple of glittery pieces on some of the presents, and these 2 bows here on her outfit. I like to do my fire in glitter just because I think it gives it that, I don't know, shimmery, shiny effect, like it's actually, you know, glowing. And it looks like I put glitter on the bottom of the cake too, which I kind of forgot about that. So that was this page. And then the next one is like Comic-Con. I think it was called Comic Convention. So I've got these two ladies here that are going to Comic-Con. And they're not based on any specific characters from anything like sci-fi or horror or anything that I watch. I just decided to make them kind of bright and colorful, like you might see someone at Comic-Con in a bright and colorful outfit. So we've got this lady here with the blue hair. Her outfit somewhat reminded me of something I'd see in Sailor Moon, so I did keep her dress white. We did some gray accents on it with the marker to kind of do like the shading a little bit. And she's got glitter on the outfit itself and on her lips and on her cheek here and on the top of her staff here. This moon is done in glitter. And I gave her eyes that are different colors because a lot of people, when they wear their costumes to Comic-Con, they'll wear colored contacts that give your eyes like a different color. So hers are yellow and orange. I wanted to do something kind of fantasy looking. And her pupil is also like a snake pupil rather than just the regular dot. I just wanted to make sure she looked like, I don't know, super fantasy, like maybe she's an alien or something. And then this girl over here in like the princess outfit has glitter on her pearls and her earrings and of course on her tiara. Her pupils are normal and her eye color is just regular old blue. And the shooting star here in the background I put some glitter on. And for this little painting down here, what I assume is supposed to be like a painting or maybe a signed picture for sale, I did do some white paint on the clouds to make that stand out a little bit. So I will hold this up and you can see the glitter on the staff and on all of the pieces of the outfit and the girls themselves. This one's a really fun page to do because it's kind of a very unique page, not a traditional holiday, and you could kind of go all out on the color for this page. So this one was really fun. And those are the two holidays for this month. It looks like we might be doing a quinceañera, and then we get into all the Halloween pages, which is exciting. So, one of my other 10 books to finish is Sci-Fi Babes, a Cyber Glam coloring book by Stephanie A. Quinn, and I don't have too many pages left in here. Also really winding down on this one, and I did 2 this month rather than just the 1. One of the first pages I did here is the very first page in the book, I believe. Yeah, it is. Alright, and this is Mira Mercury. Her little bio on the side here says that she's 28 years old. She currently lives on a spaceship and loves watching TV. So I thought that her goggles here looked like an ice cream cone, you know, like a waffle cone or a sugar cone. That's just what the texture on them looks like to me. So I kind of did her, I was going to do her in Neapolitan ice cream first, but then I decided just to go with like strawberry ice cream. So she's got pink hair and pink lips and even pink goo on her face there. And then I did this in brown like it was the waffle cone. And I have used some white paint here and here for the highlights and glitter on her little antennas here and the stuff in this goo. I don't know what you want to call it. They're like cyberkinetic lines or something. And I've done them in the glitter. And as always, I did use Copics for her skin. And that is it. That's what I like to use my Copics on in this book is skin, but everything else is, you know, just sourced from all of my other random markers. But she turned out really nice. I think she looks good. And then I did Selena Star. And she is bright and colorful and neon because that was just what I was feeling that day. I was feeling like doing a very bright, colorful, neon page. So, Selena Star is 22 years old. She lives on the North Star and is a star princess. I really wanted to use this vivid pink color for hair, and once I laid that down, I was like, I have to do the rest of this page as super bright neon colors, because I don't think I've done a really, really bright girl in this book yet. She turned out good. Once again, Copics on the skin and just a various collection of markers for everything else. A little bit of white paint here and on the teeth to make them even whiter. This is a page that had a little bit of the grayscale on it, I think. The page before it shows you what I'm talking about. Yeah, just a little bit like that. And so the teeth weren't exactly white. They were kind of a gray color, so I just whitened them up. And glitter galore on her. She's got like this goo leaking from her head here and these stars on, and I did those in glitter. And and I think it turned out nice. And then I think, yeah, around her necklace here, not inside of it, just around it, is all glitter as well, if it'll show up. There we go. So, now the big final book that everyone always likes to see every month is my Chibi Girls Grayscale 2-in-1 by Jade Summer. And as always, this book is no longer on the market. If you want to have both books, you now have to buy the 4-in-1 or buy them separately. So, 2 pages out of here, like I typically do. Let me try and get to them. There we go. I did 2 pages back to back, but this one is actually the page I did at the end of the month, and the first one is the page after it. But we're going to show you just the order that they are in the book. So I did this cute page with the pillow fight. It's one I've been wanting to color for a while, and I finally sat down and colored it. This does have quite a bit of paint on it. All of the feathers I went over in white paint to get rid of the black lines, and I think it just makes them look a little nicer, you know. I did the bed in kind of an off-white green color because I always think of pillow fights like they are in TV shows and movies, and everyone's always on a big, like, fluffy white bed, but I didn't want the bed to just be solid white. I wanted to have a little bit of color. So I went with a bunch of greens, and you can see I did greens on the pillows too, and the wall back here, and there was like a little bit of wood here, kind of like wood paneling on the wall, and I've done that. Little shelf up there that has some stuff on it. And then their outfits, their little pajamas, have glitter on the designs on them. And her bow there is a little glittery too. This was the cheaper gel pens, the Dinosaur. It didn't really wrinkle the page, probably because it was in such smaller spaces. So that's, if you use them in smaller spaces, I think it won't wrinkle it, but again, using on a bigger space, because it's the same quality of paper as what's in a Deborah Miller book. But that was this page, and her face does have a few lines on it because I was a little bit busy talking and not paying attention, but I don't know if it shows up on camera too well. It's visible in person, but looking at it here on the camera, yeah, you can't really see it. But I am happy with how this page turned out. Proud of this one. But I'm really happy with the next one. This is the one I did first, moreover, at the very beginning of the month. Did this girl here in, like, the dojo. And this is very loosely based on a character from a video game named Chun-Li. She's from the Street Fighter series, and she wears her hair in buns like this, and has an outfit that is somewhat similar to it, and since she is a fighter, that was just the idea I got when I looked at this picture. And I think that I pulled it off, and it turned out really well. Of course, the outfit's not 100% the same, but, you know, I did my own things and added my own touches to it, so there is glitter on a lot of this picture here. Her outfit, her shoes are glittery. These little designs on the outfit are glittery. Up here, this is gold glitter. This is blue glitter. We've got glitter on these lanterns in the back as well. You can see how shiny she is. And then white paint back here on the windows and on the sword and on the, I don't know, it's not quite a corset, but this piece here around her dress. Now the outfit for the video game character, this here is like a solid white piece, so I did the outline of it in white and let the rest of it be kind of the grayscale gray color, because if I did it all in white paint, it would eat up the lines for these old designs that are on it, and I didn't want that to happen. So I just kind of modified it myself a little bit. And I know that I used a lot of my Spectrum Noir markers on this page because it had a lot of really big spaces like the wood roof back here and the floor. And they're good markers for really, really big spaces like that. This is probably my favorite page that I've done out of this book so far. I'm just really, really happy with how it turned out. Something about it. So, that is all of the books I managed to color in this month, and that's quite a bit with college starting back for me. I got more done than I thought I would. Let's see how many pieces I have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I pretty much did a page every other day, and I would say that's good with college being back. We'll see how many pages I can get done in September. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed seeing my finished pages.